very good afternoon, everyone. A warm and cheerful welcome to AspireX Industry Readiness Panel Discussion, an event that celebrates learning, growth, and the spirit of transformation.
That's right, Alkesh. We are truly delighted to have all of you join us today at Travancore Hall Technopark for an engaging and insightful session themed Inspiring Growth and Transformation.
Organized by the ICT Academy of Kerala, this platform brings together thought leaders and industry experts to guide our learners as they step into the professional world.
So let's begin this exciting afternoon by inviting our first speaker for the day. To set the tone for the session, we have with us Mr. P.B. Rohit, one of our talented cybersecurity candidates, to deliver the welcome address.
Thank you, Mr. Arjun and Mr. Alkesh. Good afternoon, everyone. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to AspireX Industry Readiness Panel discussion on the theme Inspiring Growth and Transformation, organized by the ICT Academy of Kerala. Today's session brings together some of the brightest minds from the industry to share their insights, experience, and guidance on preparing for a successful career. We are truly honored to have with us Mr. Muraleedharan Manningal, CEO of ICT Academy of Kerala, who has always been a source of inspiration and leadership for all of us. A special welcome to our esteemed panelists, Mr. Prasanth Sivakumar, Manager, Technology at H&R Block, Ms. Akhila Gowrishankar, President, PMI Kerala Chapter, and Mr. Suraj Nair, Associate Director, SADA, who have graciously joined us to share their valuable perspectives on industry readiness and career growth. We also extend a warm welcome to our moderator, Mr. Jishnu Unni, who will be leading today's discussion. A heartfelt welcome to all our faculty members, alumni, and fellow participants who make this gathering truly special. Let this afternoon be one of learning, inspiration, and meaningful interaction as we explore how knowledge and readiness can shape our professional journeys. Once again, a warm welcome to each one of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Rohit, for the warm and heartfelt welcome.
Moving forward, we are honored to invite a visionary leader who has been instrumental in shaping Kerala's digital and skill development ecosystem.
Please join us in welcoming Mr. Muraleedharan Manningal, CEO of ICT Academy of Kerala, to deliver the keynote address.
Thank you. And good afternoon, all. It's another interesting afternoon. So it's a little rainy, and the weather is not so friendly, though, right? But I'm sure that the interactions, the fruitful interactions with the experts, what we have, I'm sure it's going to what you call excite or rejuvenate our thoughts, our aspirations towards the potential career in the coming years. Okay, so it just to give a context, to we have today we have what we call eminent speakers from PMI, Miss Akhila. I think we are formally associated, ICT Academy is formally associated with PMI chapter in Kerala. It's about a year back we started discussion how we can collaborate. And I'm sure that some of you would have seen that the monthly knowledge sharing sessions of PMI happens in our office sometimes. Okay, so what it means is that it gives an opportunity for us to collaborate with the industry and engage or interact with the industry experts. Okay, so as you all know that ICT Academy is formed in collaboration with the government of India, government of Kerala, and IT industry. Our objective is simple: to create the right skilling ecosystem in the state, to have the best talent, and to enable the career opportunities for the youth. Okay, to bridge the skill gap and enhance the employability of the youth. That's the simple objective of ICT Academy, right? So in that journey, we work with the government in terms of vertical working on the different policies, different initiatives, different vertical programs that will help us in the skilling, the growth of or enhancing the skilling in the state. Second, we work with the academia in terms of designing, delivering courses which is industry relevant, making the students or making the youth coming out of the academia ready to take the opportunities from the industry. And third one is we work extensively with the companies, the corporates. Okay, so where we when we look at most of our or all of our programs, we design our curriculum, our courses, because these courses are unlike the academic courses. These courses are designed for the industry and by the industry. So we take the input from the industry in designing, identifying, designing the courses, and during the article elaboration of article creating the content, we leverage the industry experts, the mentors, in vetting and validating whether this is the right content, this is the right kind of examples, this is the right kind of assignments we need to give to the learners. Okay. Then we also, as part of the learning, we engage what we call the industry experts in delivering master classes, because it's important to have the right collaboration with the industry experts throughout the journey. Okay. So one thing, probably the learners might notice when they come to ICT academies is a little different from the academic learning, where you'll be learning the syntax, semantics, and you write the exams. If you get the 40%, you are clear. Okay. But here, to get the best output, so you need to what you call practice. There is no other shortcut. Okay. Because most of you would have come here with a specific objective of to enter into a specific role, be it a data scientist, be it a full stack developer, be it a cybersecurity expert, cybersecurity analyst. Correct. That the specific aspiration will be there in with most of you, or at least through this what you call the initial days, you would have got oriented towards the possibilities of the different career streams, the different opportunities what lies ahead, for each one of you. Okay. So that understanding of that opportunities, then exploiting the full potential of the skill oriented sessions. Okay. And leveraging the experts both from within the ICT academy and the experts what we get from the outside, I think that will help you in getting a good exposure to get ready for the future. Okay. Because the technology is changing as we speak, the technology is changing every day. Okay. So most of the companies are talking about the low code, no code, machine coding. Okay. So those things are happening in. So but it's important to have the fundamental knowledge, the problem solving skills, the critical thinking, and the communication skills. So those aspects are still relevant, still important for every professional. Okay. Because you may be learning what you call Python today, you may be learning Java tomorrow, you may be learning some other language day after tomorrow. Okay. But how do you approach a problem? If you get a real world problem, how do you identify the problem, and how do you what you call design a solution to address that problem? So that still remains the same. Okay. The skills required to understand, okay, to design a solution, understand the problem, and to design a solution, that's very important. Okay. That's the overall development we need to have it as part of the skilling. It's not just about the technological skilling. We also, I'm sure that as part of the programs, we are embedding the life skills as part of that, because the life skills are important to be successful in the professional world. Okay. You may be what you call good individual contributor, but you still need to work with a system, with different people working either in the same organization or a different organization, same location or multiple locations. Okay. But how do you collaborate with others? How do you work as a team? Okay. So that is important. I think those are skills we'll be practicing it as part of the various programs. I'm sure that today's will be thanks to Miss Akhila from the PMI, and Suraj from SADA, and Mr. Prasanth from HNR blog for taking their time out in contributing to our activities, our monthly initiative to engage or to discuss with the budding professionals or young professionals who are aspiring to get into the IT world. Okay. I'm sure that they'll be having a lot of questions. And I'm sure that you'll be able to get most of your questions. So you'll be getting some guidance on how you can navigate your career, navigate your thoughts in steering towards the aspirational role you are looking at. Okay, so that is a simple objective of AspireX. So wishing you all the good luck, and once again thanks to the eminent panelists for taking the time out and supporting ICT Academy on this initiative. Thanks to the wonderful team. Continuously engaging and continuously, taking the right best guys, best people as a speakers for our monthly events. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for inspiring words and for always motivating us to strive forward. Now comes the much awaited segment of the day, the Industry Readiness Panel Discussion.
Yes, we are privileged to have with us a distinguished panel of experts who bring diverse perspectives from the technology, management, and innovation domains.
Please join us in welcoming our esteemed panelists, Mr. Prasanth Sivakumar, Manager Technology and HNR Block. Mr. Prasanth, a certified project management professional with over 19 years of experience, has excelled as a software developer, technical lead, and project manager. He has successfully led complex end-to-end projects across development, enhancement, infrastructures, and support. With the strong skills and requirement analysis, customer interaction, and team leadership, he combines technical expertise with project management excellence. Known for his integrity, customer focus, and commitment to organizational success, Prasanth is a dependable and result-driven professional. We welcome you, sir.
We have Ms. Akhila Gowrishankar, President, TMI Kerala Chapter. Ms. Akhila brings over 30 years of experience in operation management, covering budgeting, project management, financial analysis, and contract negotiations across industries like manufacturing, utilities, infrastructure, and IT. She has also led HR and administration functions, managed large-scale projects in India and Dubai, and is passionate about project management training, change management, and process improvement. We welcome you, ma'am.
The Suraj Nair, Associate Director, SADA. Suraj, Associate Director at SADA, has over 20 years of IT experience delivering innovative technology solutions across retail, finance, and healthcare. The SAFE4 certified agilist and IAM indoor trained business analytics professional, he has led analytics-driven cloud migration and virtualization initiative. Passionate about using data and enhance business performance and customer satisfaction, his mission is to help clients harness the full potential of data and cloud computing. Well, we welcome you, sir.
And steering today's discussion with his insights and experience, we have a moderator, Mr. Jishnu C. Unni.
Let's give a warm round of applause as we begin the exciting conversation of industry readiness, navigating career with expert guidance.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, esteemed panelists. So we'll right away dive into our panel discussion, right? So as you know, AspireX, our motto is inspire growth and transformation. And as you can see, we have a lot of enthusiastic students who have made a decision to upskill themselves to move into better career roles, and start. Some of them are starting their career in technology. Some of them have already some work experience, and some of them are shifting their career. So we have a wide variety of candidates here. So all of us are expecting expert guidance from all three of you. Yes, some of them are working professionals. I mean, some of them were working in some other domains, and they are moving into technology. So that's a mix of candidates we have. Okay, so today we'll be basically we are splitting it into two segments. The first segment will be talking about the rising changes, or how exponentially the technology is evolving, and earlier we used to have this question like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? We don't even know what will happen in 5 months nowadays. So will be the first segment, we'll talk about that, and in the next segment let's talk about how to crack this, and what the candidates have to be preparing themselves for adapting to this particular change. So Mr. Prasanth, sir, I'd like to start with you, if you don't mind. We used to have legacy systems for software development, and legacy softwares we used to have. Nowadays, all the applications, the era of purchasing software in a piece of hardware is gone. Everything is cloud-based nowadays. So how do you evaluate, from your experience, how do you think this change has been happening, and what do you think the future of it?
Yeah. Okay. So definitely the journey is towards the cloud. But we need to understand why, right? In today's world, Muraleedharan sir talk about agility or change in technology, how fast the technology is evolving, right? So everybody is talking about agility or speed, correct? So the business is also demanding speed, right? People are into diverse business, they're not sticking to traditional way of doing business. But fortunately, that is the way how the industry is shaping up, right? So to put it in a simple terms, what is cloud? Cloud is on-demand computing, right? So if I want to increase my computing, okay, I can do it in seconds or minutes. That's the flexibility it provides. To give an example of H&R Block, okay, the company where I am from, we do tax business, tax filing, okay. like we do in India. So we are one of the leaders in US, Canada, and Australia. So that is a seasonal business. Okay, and we serve millions of customers every year in a season. I will say, when I say every year, it is a season. Okay, so April to June is the peak time. So that is when we need to scale our infrastructure to maybe 100 times than what we need to do in a maybe off season, right? Let's take an example of Amazon. So I'm sure you all are maybe shopping from Amazon. Think of it, okay? They have some sales coming up, right? So do you think it is simple? You see hell lot of traffic that time. Your system should be reliable, should be available. Just imagine you go to Amazon, Flipkart is doing the sale at the same time, right? So that is the business, so that's a competition that you're seeing around. So cloud, just think of it as agility. It provides agility. It provides stability, right? It is not easy to manage such an infrastructure, right? So that is something we'll delve into deeper as we discuss more in the sessions. To run a software like an Amazon or an H&R Block, serving millions of customers, or an IRCTC, that's where you book railway tickets, right? So it is not easy, right? So you need to think of stability, reliability, that is number one. Whenever you go to book a ticket, if the app is slow, it is taking more time, what do you feel, right? If you go to Amazon with the hope of maybe getting some offer and do the purchase and it is not letting you complete the transaction, what do you feel, right? As a customer, you have multiple options, right? The next moment, I will not try again. You'll go to Flipkart, right? So that is the agility I'm talking about, right? So cloud is that help you maybe scale your business, be agile, and serve the customers better. Without the companies like H&R Block or Amazon taking the pain of maintaining the infrastructure, it is not easy. Again, let me give some more examples, right? To have the system running all the time, right? It is all the machines, it can fail. So you need to have a redundant plan, correct? If one machine is going down, it should not take the business down, it should switch to another machine, correct? So you need to have redundant structures available, you need to have internet, high-speed internet connections available, power available throughout, and have the backup of everything. You're doing season or you're doing off season, you need to maintain everything. So I think it's feasibly, economically also feasible to move infrastructure to cloud. So that should be definitely the way forward as well. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Akhila ma'am, so as Mr. Prasanth rightly said, the importance of cloud and how the change has been happening and the importance of agility. The same thing is applicable for project management and the associated area as well, right? So as the president of PMI, how do you view these changes, or what would be the expected changes or the evolving technologies? How has it happened, or how is it affecting the processes that are maybe exclusive to project management perspective?
Good afternoon, all. Well, agility, agile, technology, all these oft repeated words, right? What was it before related to project management? Waterfall methodology. What is that? Coming sequentially. Do you think that is possible in this fast paced era? You do something, then wait for the next thing to happen. Is it enough? Do you think that is possible? And at the end of the day, and what is delivered doesn't match with the expectations, means gain rework. So that is why the agile methodology is brought into project management, where we take it as small chunks. I'm not using any of the jargons, okay? We'll take it as small, the whole workload, we just ensure that we take it as small workable solutions and then deliver it. So we add on to it. Isn't that a better way of working it? So that we ensure that we are getting a workable solution and it is moving in the right direction. We can make the changes quick, fast, and the time period within which that a small solution is done is also far lesser time. So any rework, we are not going to waste more energy or delays is not there. So that is the best advantage of getting to agile technology, agile methodology. Is that sufficient, or you want to add more?
Yeah, I would like to add more because most of them are already familiar with agile
Yes.
technology.
Now, you are all familiar with all that is true. Great. Now, why is this project management important in any of the scenario? Be it, is it anything connected only with industries? No. It is as a life skill is what we say. Practice it as a life skill for it is applicable in all spheres of life. When COVID struck, have we all not been agile? Would you think we could have done anything? It was standstill, yes, for a few moments, for a few days. But didn't we all adapt? Weren't we agile enough? And all the organizations could move from their normal routine work atmosphere to work from home. And they were all, whether they were prepared or not, they could manage it. So that is the importance of being agile. And anything more you want?
No, I think it's okay.
Fine. You can ask later on the questions, anything. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. So, Mr. Suraj, we know that nowadays the line between business operations and technology is thinning, and practically it is becoming non-existent because everybody will have to adapt to technology, and that distinction is basically maybe in the consecuting year it is going to be non-existent, right? So how do you think this change, how soon that would be happening, and what are the important steps, like how well we should be prepared for it?
First of all, before I answer this question, I would like to thank ICT Academy for inviting us over here. And for me, it feels very different because 21 years before I was on the other side, I was listening to industry champions on how to move forward. So I'm going through a different field altogether. Now coming back to the question, yeah, everyone will talk about what is happening in AI. You will get the updates. You know how to get the updates. You know how to get skilled and all. But down the line, I think so, especially the freshers. Now I'll give my experience. Okay, so when I started 21 years back, I was also a software engineer. I was getting into an organization. Uh, I will get to see my seniors working on a task. They will give me some task. I'll do it. Done. Gone. But I was not aware of the full picture, the big picture. Okay, so I think so. The time has come now where you will have to understand the business. Okay, like it is not like, okay, I have a there is a sprint and I have a task. I have to do it and go home. No, before you sign up for any project or before you are joining any company, now we have lot many LLM tools. You can do a deep search about the company or about the client that you are getting into. What business are they doing? How they are making money? What are their current challenges? Why they are using an AI solution and why they are telling us to do or implement a particular solution. So everyone should have an idea of what you are doing, what impact you are bringing on the table for the customer. So technical skills all fine. You will be trained and there will be a lot of changes. Again, you will train, all those things will happen, but business will remain the same. They are looking for robust, cheap solutions. Okay. So down the line, when you're starting your career, now this is not an immediate kind of a solution that I'm proposing, but in 1 or 2 years' time, I would expect that most of you from this group will be a consultant to the customer rather just doing implementation tasks. You will be there to talk to your team saying that, okay, the solution that has been proposed, I don't think so it is working. It should work well for the customer. I have a different alternative. So you have to reach to that point where you should ask questions to your leads, to your architects on how you are going to make this happen for the customer. And not only customer, okay, so there will be some internal initiatives that you're doing for your current organization or the organization that you're going into. Your organization is your customer now. So you need to understand what value you're going to give to your organization. And is it worth spending this much amount of time building that solution if the customer is not going to gain anything from that? So, so I would suggest that you should have a balance of technology as well as the business because they go hand in hand. Okay, thank you.
I'd like to get to know more about like how do you see like earlier we used to have this like specialization like cloud specialist. Nowadays we are seeing those roles being emerging like AI engineer or like maybe front end developer, things like that. But as we rightly mentioned, now that lines are being
Getting
faded.
faded, yeah.
Yeah, and obviously we'll be making use of all these LLM tools and everything. So. Do you really think like the era of specialists are gone and everybody being adaptable to change? As ma'am rightly mentioned, COVID was a great example where she mentioned like we adapted immediately and we made enough changes in our
That's a tricky question. Specialists will be there, okay, for sure, because they are going to help the customers. They are going to propose the right solution for the customer. But the specialist will also have a domain understanding of what they are proposing to a customer. So it is not only just plain technical kind of a backing that they will have. They will also have an understanding, okay, for this customer, I should not propose this solution because it doesn't make sense for that customer because I know what this customer is doing and what this customer is requesting for. So like what I said earlier, like it has to be a balanced approach. When coming to your point on technical roles, that will keep on changing. Okay, so 5 years down the line, there will be some new roles coming in. So this AI engineer, the AI roles just came recently, right? And it will evolve. Okay, so but still, when we talk about AI engineering roles, we are still in the weak AI. We are just doing narrow AI solutions. Okay, we have not reached to a point where we can say that okay, this is a generalized AI solution. This can tackle any task, and this automation or this tool can think like a human brain. We have not reached there, so we are still in the narrow-minded AI, where I think we will see more roles coming up down the line. Specialists should have the balance of both business and technology, is what I feel.
Okay. I'm moving to ma'am. You mentioned the importance of being agile, and as rightly mentioned, like we, even though we are currently being trained in technology, we should consider the organization as our client, right? So, how important is it, like aligning the organizational strategies and things like that with along the evolving technology?
Alignment to organization strategies is prime importance for that is what drives our business, right? So any project or anything that is being taken up, any initiative that is being taken up by the organization, it actually will be aligning somehow or the other with the strategy of the organization. So please, when whichever project or activity that you are involved with, try to understand how it links to the overall organizational objectives, vision, the growth. Then you will understand better how you can give your inputs to it, how we can contribute better. So, as he all rightly said, understand the bigger picture, and then you will understand, you will really see the clarity of the importance and alignment of each and every activity an organization is taking up. For sure, there is no time to waste. Every activity has to give for the growth of the organization only. And more than only technical things, as our Muraleedharan sir had said, the power skills also has to be developed by you all, and that only will help you gain more knowledge, like the communication skills and the creativity, all those things you have to include into your way of working so that you can contribute better to the growth of the organization in line with the strategies that is aligned for the organization.
Thank you, ma'am. And sir, as we were discussing, like all these being aware of the organizational goals and the changing areas where people are being put onto, like, but still there also we are facing this security issues, security threats. Like last week itself, we had not last week, 3 days ago, we had the major issue that was from AWS. Yes. And so, how important is it to be aware of all these cloud technologies, security systems, and online security and all. Because even though we are building something simple, eventually it is going to be hosted in the cloud. But so you need to be very well aware of how that is happening, right? So how do you see that?
Yeah, security again is the key to anything that you develop. I'll put it in a very simple way, right? The good thing is that the people are maybe more aware of what is happening with all the risk or the security lapses or the issues that is reported. One thing is, hackers are very vigilant. They're alert. They're beating the smartest system in the world. Okay. So any security lapse is very costly, be it in a small company or a big company. It can take you out of the business. I'm just telling you some realities. So just imagine like the AWS outage that we had last time. It was a huge impact, right? Many of the number one systems got impacted. They're maybe down for a few hours. Again, I'm taking the example from my organization, my business, right? So HNR block, we are serving the customer, or we can say, let's say, again, forget about that. Take the example of Amazon, right? Just imagine if Amazon is down for 10 minutes on a peak day, what is it going to cost the business, right? So that's it. That's it. Maybe the larger extent, but to put it very simple, anything that you do, any business, be it small or big, to sustain our systems need to be secure, right? When I say security, think of it like, you search Google, correct? You use WhatsApp, you use many apps. Just imagine tomorrow if you see some of your personal information in public domain, what is the trust that you're going to have in that application, correct? So all of us, when you sign up or subscribe to something, any technology, any tool, today security is one of the key aspect or considerations we all take, right? So if you look at any of the WhatsApp, any of the applications that the consumers use every day, one of the punchline is they implemented the security, they enhance the security, the encryption and all, right? So being secure, writing secure code is very important. Another trend or change that we are seeing is like, maybe a few years back, the role of a software developer was just to write the code, right? Because even when we tell the team or somebody to maybe can you just do the testing as well, the answer is, I did the coding, QA need to, quality assurance team need to do the testing, okay? And like for the highly scalable applications, like again taking the example of Amazon or an IRCTC, you need to do the performance testing, correct? Right? On a peak day, you're talking about maybe millions of requests per second, right? It is not easy. You need to have the infrastructure, you need to have everything in place, correct? So you need to build robust systems. So you need to do the performance testing. So that is a different team. So where I'm coming to is like, if you look at today's world, okay, if you're going to hire somebody, all these are part of the role of an engineer. Okay, I'm sure you're also knowledgeable, you're also reading about this, but let me reiterate. Today, the role of a developer or an engineer is, the responsibility is quite high, right? They need to do end-to-end, right? They need to understand the business. They need to understand the requirements, okay? They need to write the code. They need to do the testing. They do the security testing. They do the performance testing. There are a lot of things you need to do. As an engineer, our job, our role is to ensure that we are supporting our customer. That is how you will help your business. Okay? If the business is doing good, the employees, the company, everyone will be doing good. If the business is not doing good, it is not good for anybody, right? So, as a responsible, professionals, our role, including me, everybody is just to make sure like you're supporting the business. Very good thing that is happening now is technology is becoming very, very simple, right? Maybe what you used to learn. Can I take time? Yeah. Okay. So what we used to take maybe a week or a month or maybe months to learn something, right? I don't know your experience. This generation is very lucky. Okay. So now you can learn everything maybe in hours or minutes. So that's how the technology is there, right? You ask something, you have the tools for that. Correct. Only thing is you apply your mind, as we mentioned, understand the business, what the business need, what the company needs, right? Go for it. Find the tools. Okay. So you are maybe taking rightful decisions that support the business. That's very important. What I'm saying is, as you step into the professional world, as you attend the interviews or talk to the companies, this is what we are looking for, right? If I personally take interview, main thing I'll be looking for is like, what extra I can get, what value is in. I get maybe 20, 50 candidates. I need to pick maybe a handful. So what's the differentiator, right? So just know end to end, right? Another thing I'll ask is like, again, I know most of you done the programming, coding, everything, right? Have you ever thought about securing the code, like, or encrypting the data, passing the data plain text in the URL and something? So we usually, it's not your fault. Everybody, we also did the same thing, right? So we were not mindful of security at some point of time. But again, knowing the business, understanding the business, we need to be very careful. So just try to practice all these things, what it involves, from maybe writing something to maybe deploying something, testing something. Just try to understand the end-to-end picture of that. Okay, security, it is very vital, very, very vital. So when you do that, again, learn about that. There are many ways you can do that, right? You can secure the data. You can just make sure, like, not passing in information, plain text to the over internet, right? Even when you're making the API calls, how you'll secure the data. When you store your data, how you'll secure it, encrypt it. So that technologies. The key point is, when you talk about any of these aspects in an interview, you can impress the interviewer. That's very, very much required. Okay, so spend time. It is very easy, not difficult, but only thing, just go read about it and see what is happening around. Okay, does that answer it? Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So we'll move on to the next segment where we are talking about, like, the growth part, where like how candidates will have to make changes to themselves, and how what they need to do about getting into a new tech role. So, sir, I'd like to start from you, because you mentioned about like the gaps that you find when you are interviewing a new candidate. So what are the general behavioral and technological gaps that you find nowadays, and how would you suggest our candidates can take initiatives to change and bridge that gap?
Yeah, again, whatever comment I'm going to make, let me tell you, I'm very honest. This is the same feedback I give to my kid. My son is studying engineering, and this is the same feedback I give to my team members. Okay, and I value very much. Only thing I focus in my career is like, how can I help my team, because I want everybody to do good. So taking the right spirit. Okay, so the main issue again, when you do the interviews is making the situation worse. But even prior to that, okay, one of the common issue that we see is like people coming to interview just with the mind that I need to get a job, right? Okay, that is wrong. So you are coming here for an interview to build your career, right? So that is some fundamental shift. Again, I'm not saying I don't know any of you, but general trend that I'm saying is like, people somehow need to crack the interview. Don't do that. Okay, you're investing for your career. That is number one. Number two, the aspects that we talked about, right? So everybody, see, all of you have multiple projects in your resume. Okay, but if you put some punch words, keywords, like that's all good. But again, whatever you have in your resume, please be ready to answer at least 2 or 3 questions out of that, not one. Okay, at least 2 or 3. So I know most of you have worked the APIs and all, right? Very common, right? So when you talk about API, again, it's a world of integrations, right? So when you talk about the API, first thing always we learn is like, again, if we are interviewing, we will ask them like, if the API is failing, what will you do? How will you know, right? We'll not get an answer, right? But somebody will say that, okay, I'll go to the browser and I'll say, look at the payload, I'll go to the response. So if that answer is coming from a junior or a fresher, that's impressive, right? So my message is learn technology. It is not difficult, right? Only thing you should know, like, what are you doing something, if you're a big work or you're creating an LLM engine or you're creating a small piece of code, do it properly, right? Understand in and out of that. That is what the industry needs. That is where your career is. Okay, number one. I think I talked 2 things. Number 2, okay. So again, on to the behavior side, right? So stay loyal to the company. Okay. Always never feel that if the company like is keeping you happy, you are at the right place. Okay, never think like that. So people, as they are maturing from the college, your educational institution to the again to the professional world, one feedback we heard is, oh, again we are in the class, again we are learning. Not your fault. Again, we are also taught like that, right? You complete the 10th, study to 10th, then you can enjoy the life. Now you cross 10, you realize that, okay, 12th is your maybe the turning point in your career. 2 more years, you're done, right? So you will feel upset, but prepare your mind, okay, to think that learning is a continuous activity. Okay, so long as you are living, you need to learn, right? Okay, at the beginning of a career, I will say learning is more important than earning. Okay, because many of the team, like whenever they get an offer or move to companies, only thing I tell them is, right, or coming for the interview, only thing I tell them is pick a place where you have the opportunity to learn, right? Because initial 4 or 5 years in your career, that is where you learn a lot, right? Then you have family commitments, learning will slow down. But that is again one thing I've noticed, people worry too much about the salary at the initial part of the career. Please don't do that. Okay. Another aspect is like, uh, never say no to anything. Okay. Practice not to say no, right? Think of it, right? We are all, we call ourselves as technology champions. So we are solution providers, right? So even when we take some of the tasks to the team, first thing they tell is, Prasanth, like, see, it is not easy. We cannot do that. Okay. The straight away feedback I give them, same thing I'm giving to you is, right, if you say no, who will help the customer, right? They're coming to with a problem, right? If you say no, will they come to you again? No, they will not come to you again. Correct. So never practice not to say no to anything, or you can say like, how can I do that? Okay. When the customer is saying that I need something by in a month, you can very well say that, okay, in a month I'll give a fraction of that, sir, but maybe if I need to do more, it will take maybe 4 months. I'm not saying a no. Correct. So just get the confidence of your peers, get the confidence of the company, get the confidence of your customers. So that is again another mistake I've seen, even with the professionals, even with the team. I also used to do that in the past, but maybe stop doing it now. Okay. So these are some of the things, and always the behavioral things. Keep one another advice to you will be like, always try to mentor somebody. Okay, because you'll be working in a team, right? The good thing about a team is like not all the team members are of maybe the same caliber, same capability. They have their own strengths and weakness, right? That provides an opportunity for you to mentor somebody. You mentor any weak resource in the team and help them deliver. Okay, that is the best thing that you can do to your team. That is maybe your stepping stone to becoming a leader, right? You don't need a special formalist training to be a leader, because all of us have the leadership qualities. Only thing is you should nurture it. So find the opportunities, be a good team player. That is very valuable for your career. Okay, so invest on you. Maybe you invest on your company. You be loyal to the company. You trust your teammates. That is your future, right? So you're not going to retire from a company, right? It's not government job, right? You may come across the paths again in the future, right? So make friends, correct? Help others. Tomorrow if there's an opportunity, so I have in my mind, right? If I need somebody, I'll pick a phone and say, hey, are you available to take the offer? So that means they are loyal to the company, they were loyal to the customer, they helped us in the past. So again, few things. Try purposefully to do all these things. That will definitely give result in your career. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Ma'am, when we are talking about these gaps, one of the, I would say, like you mentioned, like project management is a life skill in the previous session. So that also contributes to this gap between like what the student expects and what happens in the industry, right? Because like initially they are not aware of how important this project management skills are. So what would be your advice to our candidates so that they can bridge that gap?
Keep the larger terminology of project management aside. Let us try to take it one by one step. When you all apply itself, Sir has already said very clearly how you should be truthful to your resume, like be ready to answer, because that is one, you're all in the same boat only. So how are you going to differentiate yourself from the others? What can you first, before going for an interview, try to, I'm just starting from the interview stage and then getting into it. So sir has already said about that. Now just understand better the organization where you're going to apply for, and what is in it for me will be your question, but what can you give it to them? That is another thing that the interview is looking for. So please be ready for both. What is in it for me? Yes, indeed, that is what is helping you to go give the drive and passion to answer the responses in the right sense. But the other side, they want to know what you can contribute. So please understand where you're applying for, how you will be a best fit there. Please make yourself, you sell your USPs, make it very clear how you can bring in value to the team. Yes, as a junior, how can I, you might say, you will be learning, you will become a team member. Put your strengths under first, before all these things, have your SWOT analysis done. That is very much required. Know your strengths so you can project that better, and of course your weaknesses, how you'll be working on it. So all those things, if you can be very clear on that, you'll be sure to ace the interviews. Of course, there'll be technical part. I'm not going to the technical side of it. That and all, it's a must for you to be clear on that. Getting into the organization, there again, you understand, you get an order to do something. Just immediately say yes, sir, and then go. No. Sir said very clearly, don't say no. But there's one more thing. Understand what you're supposed to do. Please, if you have to ask one or two queries back to understand, please take the clarity of it. Just going immediately, if I ask questions, will that be a problem? No. That they will understand very clearly. Without clarity, if you go and do something, for sure the output what you bring will not be matching the expectations that is being set, and there you are going to fail a lot, and your delays, your failure will impact the teamwork as well. So that again is one thing. Coming to project management, there are many aspects of projects. You know that, starting with the initiation, planning and all that. You may not be involved in all aspects. Naturally, you will be in only one part of the project, but each and every link matters in a project, isn't it? If one defaults, the other sequential impact is there everywhere. So forget about the overall, what is that? Overall project you may not be knowing. Even what you are getting, ensure that what you get from input is also clear, and what you deliver is also as per the set expectations. So please, that's exactly what I said. When you are asked to do something, make clear that clarity of thought. Curiosity is very much required. Clarity is required. Communication. That's why I said in the first set that power skills. You cannot become a leader first step itself, but each step, how we are going to take that, all the queries, how you approach others, team members, all these matters, it develops your skill set. And isn't it the SMEs you are asked? Yes, you will become a subject matter expert in whichever field you are, if you put in your mind and heart to it, for sure. And project management, it will fall in place if you do it in a systematic manner. Do the thing, it will all fall in place. So because that's why I said it's a life skill. No learning is required. It may not be taught. It will come for you.
Yes, it's not just the technology. We need
Not
to be
required.
very well aware of
It will come.
what is supposed to happen.
Just practice it and it will come. It may not be taught.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. And sir, I think probably the only missing part from the in this segment would be like how important is it to like make open source contributions, or participating in public hackathons and all the possible avenues where we can showcase or polish our skills. So
yeah. So before I answer that question, right? What I've seen, the freshers joining an organization, right? They have some kind of an aspiration to only work in Python or Java, because that is where their strength lies and all. So I think so gone are the days. Okay, so you will have to be very open to learn new technologies on the fly. Okay, And if you are not willing, and if there is some kind of a restraint, then probably it is going to impact your career path down the line. So my request, humble request, is like, be open. I know you have a core skill, you know Python, you are a master or you are a champion in Python, fine. But on the side, I would request everyone to be open to learn new skills, because when you are getting into an IT services organization, don't expect that, okay, you will get a chance to work only in one particular technology, because customers change, their requirements change, their technical requirements also change. Okay, so please be flexible enough to go with the change. Okay, because this is what I have seen in my experience, where people show some kind of a restraint moving technologies. It it is easy for me to say this, but I know there is a frustration that goes in the engineer's mind to switch gears. But if you get that kind of a flexibility, it is definitely going to help you in the long run. Okay, when you will become a leader or an architect or whatever roles that are there in the leadership, it will definitely help you. Okay. Second point is what I've seen, the juniors joining the workforce, right? They do a lot of good stuff technically, but they are not able to communicate it well to their team leads, to their project managers, or even to their customers. Okay, so the impression that the customer will give, saying that, okay, no, I don't want to work with this guy, probably he is the weakest link. But on the flip side, that person will be the best technical person in our team, but only because that person was not able to convince or communicate properly to the client or to his stakeholders, made this kind of an impression on that particular person. So I'm not saying that you should have a kind of diction or anything. It is just plain English language to communicate what your thoughts are in a very simple way. Okay, so that is very important, is what I feel in working with clients. Okay, so these two things I would heavily encourage everyone in this group to have that mindset. And the third one, which I already covered, is the customer. So there are 3 C's: customer, cross skills, and communication. So and like, just always have this in your mind, like when you're working on a new project, ask for an SOW. I don't know how many of you have heard of SOW or a contract. Has anyone worked on a project which has a contract from the client? Has anyone seen it in this group? I'm not sure. Okay, so let's assume that you're going to work for your friend. Okay, you're going to make an app for your friend. There will be some kind of an agreement, what all things you will do, what all things you will not do, and by when you will do. Okay, so all those things will be listed in that contract document, and it will be signed by you and your friend, and that will be considered as a one document till you complete your delivery. So whenever you're joining an organization, whenever you are getting into a customer project, please ask your project manager to share the SOW or the contract. Read it. What are we trying to achieve for the customer? What are we trying to do? And see if you have any kind of questions. Go back to your leaders, go back to your seniors, ask them, what are we planning to do here? I'm not able to understand. When you start playing in this mode, you are going to play your best game, and that is going to take you to a tremendous height, okay, in your career path. But if you remain silent, and if you just are just order taking from your seniors or from your managers or from your leaders, then probably it will be difficult for you to scale high. Okay, so please don't be shy about your communication, or please don't be worried about, okay, if I switch gears now, whether it is going to impact my career. Or please don't be shy, okay, how can I go and talk to the customer? No, gone are the days. Okay, so please have an open mindset. Please be very confident, because this generation is very fast. I'm working with juniors who are like way ahead than me. Okay, so in the ways that they are thinking, they are very much updated. So I also assume that this group also has that capacity. So just small things, I think so it should be fine. Okay, what was the question? Yeah, hackathons. Yeah, so hackathon is now the new game that everyone should be aware of. Like, everyone has to take part in hackathons, be it outside organization or within organization. More than hackathon, right? So whenever you are getting into an organization, okay, now everyone is thinking from an AI standpoint. So there are only 2 things that we can do in AI. Either we can reduce the cost or we can make new business and make new revenue. These are the only two use case we can apply AI on. Okay. So whenever you are getting into an organization, you can help the organization save money. It can be a trivial use case like your training plans are not efficient. I'm just giving an example. Okay. Your training plans are not efficient, or the communication of the training plans are not efficient. So that can be a simple use case for you to do some internal initiative so that you can streamline it. I'm just giving an example. Okay. So the point here is hackathons are kind of similar to internal initiatives that we are doing here. So internal initiatives are also important. It gives you a space to talk to your leaders. The leaders will take you seriously, saying that okay, this guy is talking sense or this person is talking sense. And hackathons, yes. So participate in hackathon because it more than what you are going to deliver in hackathon, it gives a space for you to interact with different people in a short period of time. So you can brainstorm your ideas, you can implement your ideas, and then you can demo it to your client or your stakeholders. So internal initiatives and hackathon is what I feel you can take it forward. Please have this mindset. Okay, please don't stick to your customer projects, or please don't have that understanding. Okay, I'll only work on billable projects. No, no, no. See what, because it gives you a chance to apply new technologies on internal initiatives for your organization. So have that mindset. Probably it will help you down the line. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So we'll move to the last question of the segment. I'd like to get the opinion of all three of you. So, like we know nowadays, everybody is having their own personal brands or personal portfolios where they will be showcasing their technical knowledge and how well versed they are with the current technology. So, how do you see those portfolios, and could you talk about the relevance, importance, and what our young candidates should focus on to build a better portfolio so that they can demonstrate themselves to the hiring team? I'd like to get a perspective of all three of you.
I think so. I've covered in my previous responses how to stay relevant in this era, right? Is to stay flexible. Okay, so there is no one way to solve all the problems. We are not there yet. So to build your or to boost your portfolio, yes, you will have to align to what technology you're working, and probably there will be external certification or even internal certification. You will have to clear those, and probably you'll have to attach to your profile. But the bigger point here is that, are you thinking about your customer? How can you help your customer? You will have fancy tools, fancy technology, but whether it is adding any value to your customer. That is the key point that you will have to think, and that is how you should brand your profile. Yeah, certification, obviously it is going to help build the credibility of your profile, but the use cases that you have worked on, okay, what is the impact that you have given to the customer? How much of the profit the customer has made using your tool? I think so those kind of information, if you're adding to the profile with justifications, right, probably it will take your profile to a much broader extent, is what I feel. Okay.
I am not into the technical side. Okay, not into the IT time.
No,
okay. So I will give you, in addition to the technical side that you will have to anyway indicate in your profile for sure. Show your strengths and show your interpersonal skills. How can you show that? By your not only on the certification aspect, but also onto the professional associations that you can take you have memberships with, or you have attended with some forums and all that. That will actually impact, because where is it the impact that's going to happen? You are going to interact with a totally different community, isn't it? And there are going to be senior level leaders, so that gives an opportunity for you to interact with them, learn from them. The networking opportunity that you get at those forums is immense. So please try to see how best. I'm sure you all would be having IEEE and other things. In addition to that, try to see where are other conferences or what do you say, conclaves that you are able to attend, and where you could also participate as a speaker, or you can present you are presented. that will be even more added advantage for your portfolio for sure, because there you have interacted with a different community, into a different audience. That will be really a great positive addition in addition to the technical and interpersonal skills that we have already spoken about.
Thank you.
I think many of the things we have already covered, that should be in your profile or resume, right? So that will make it more attractive. So the bare minimum we need is one project, be it good, I mean a small or a big, that does not matter. But again, keep it very simple, very small. Don't write pages in your resume, but keep it very small. One thing you do, make it complete. When I say complete, all that we discussed, right? What is the differentiator, right? I talk about maybe again the security, the performance, observability, the logging, troubleshooting the issues. So those are the catchy things maybe many of the developers or the engineers will miss. Okay, just make sure like you put some concrete effort. So prepare for your resume, right? You take on project, do the in and out of that, and cover all the aspects. That will always going to help you. Second thing, if you have maybe other co-curricular activities like you're good in singing, dancing, everything, that will be another advantage. But I am sure on that. So my advice is, what is your strength? Work on it. Okay. Don't think that okay, I have my peers, they are doing good in dance, good in cricket, good in football. That's okay, right? You be good in what you are, right? So they score maybe 5 in technical, maybe 2 in their co-curricular activities. Again, I'll correct myself. Leadership is a good thing to have. Anything that you can showcase, like any activities that you volunteered or participate, that is an added advantage. But don't worry too much about others' resume or the profile. You focus on your strength. Not everybody is the same, because you should understand your limitations. That's what I'm telling you. I have a lot of limitations, so that's what I'm telling you. Work on your strengths. Okay, prepare and one resume. One project, complete what the industry need. Be it your domain is, be it you're studying cybersecurity, be it anything, be it cloud or whatever. Maybe go to the breadth of that. Okay, that will help you a lot. And then be very honest and truthful to you. Don't put anything that you don't know. A small, maybe a bad impression can ruin that interview. Be very, very careful. You'll not get a second chance, right? Then you'll wait for second interview. So be very, even if you know only ABC, let be it. You know ABC very well, right? That is good enough, right? If the company need it, they can hire you, but don't try to maybe sell yourself too much. Be very honest and genuine. And even when you join the company, only thing I will request is be very humble, right? Okay, and be very genuine. Okay, those things will take you to maybe greater heights. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. So we conclude the second segment, and now we move on to our Q&A. So the floor is open to anybody who would like to ask a questions to our panelists.
Hello, madam. My name is Rohit. So, madam earlier explained about agile methodology. So, you also mentioned waterfall methodology. So, could you actually tell the difference between both the methods?
Yeah. Okay. Now everyone is knowing only agile, right? Okay. Initial one, it is. Yeah. Why should we go for? But I will say most of them are not even using agile. It's a hybrid methodology, is what I should say, because waterfall and agile combined is what is it? What is waterfall? Is we take sequentially like all the different phases, like planning, then comes the initiation, then the execution and the close. So all these things are sequential only. But here agile, what do you, and then many iterations happen there. Okay. Here you take the overall scope and then you make it into smaller sprints and then do that, right? So that is agile. Are we really doing like that in the organizations? I'm sure it is hybrid, if you say. Okay, so there will be both. So know both methodologies, because now everyone is using hybrid. That nobody nowhere say it will be said. We'll just say only these two methodologies, but it's actually hybrid that we all use.
I think.
So
the thing is, everyone talks about agile, okay. But when we are getting into a project, right, agile requires equal participation from the customer as well as our team. Okay, so there you will face lot many customers who are least interested in agile. Okay, but now since you are playing this game, you will have to do that agile, but you are not doing agile. Okay, yeah, thank you.
So I think it's safe to say that the theory is different and what happens in practice.
Exactly, yeah.
Any other questions?
My name is Ashwati. So I am in the DSA batch, data science batch. So I am asking that I am learning a new skill. Do I have to learn the A to Z of the skill to put that in the resume?
No, so there is, you will not be able to reach even maybe the halfway, right? So the thing is, again, everybody knows that you are learning something, right? So try to reach as far as you can. Okay, don't aim for completion. Again, we talked about agile and all, right? So technology will change. Don't invest too much time on anything, right? Whatever is efficient enough to get the job done, or out of the curiosity you want to dive some more deeper, that's good enough. Only thing is, whatever you say or you whatever you've done, you can just say that, but don't anything more than that. Don't invest too much time on learning on technology. But if you're into the data space, right? So look at, get a breadth of that space, correct? Whatever you take, data security, it is there. When you talk about data science, you talk about huge lot of data, right? How you handle the data, that is important. The point is, data science as such is a very vast area, right? Don't try to maybe nail everything, but rather if you want to do the basic things, right? If you want to drive a car, I need to do the road signs, the signals and all, right? Just stay with that. That's enough. But you should know everything that you can do comfortably do a project with the best practices like the security, the observability. Like today something is going wrong, right? How will you troubleshoot it? Correct. So the point is, look at what can make it complete rather than going in depth to that at this stage of your career. Now you're specializing into something like you're getting a job in the data scientist and all. That's a different story. You can crack that later. Okay. Thanks.
So, are you aware of Kaggle? Yeah, so I assume that you are also participating there, downloading the data set, and they have some competitions as well. So you can take that journey as well while you are prepping for your data science thing, right? That can give lot of credibility to your profile. Okay, so yeah.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Hi, my name is Nikhil. Yesterday I was reading about agile teams and I came across this statement that it's more about generalists than specialists in agile teams. So my question is, how important it is to have knowledge of other domains rather than just focusing on one, and how can it help you in the long run in the career?
So this is what I was talking about earlier. Like, technology will evolve, the business will remain there. Okay, so I know everyone is getting trained in IT. As a starting point, I don't know how many of you are interested in finance. Okay, as a starting point, what you can do is like you can try to read the financial statements of any company you like. Okay, and you can use LLM also to infer what is really happening. So what I'm trying to tell you is that you need to also think outside IT. Okay, so IT is just kind of a tool for the business, okay, for their benefit. Okay, ultimately you need to understand the business domain at large. And I'm not saying that you need to learn every business domain that is happening, because that is quite not possible. What you can do is like, let's assume that you're getting into an organization and then you are working for a retail client. So then probably you can deep dive into retail domain, understand how they help the society or how they help their end customers. What is the model that they are working on? You can start with that. But to your point, that is going to be the key down the line. Okay, because you will have bots, you will have all kind of automation to help you from a coding standpoint or from building a technical solution standpoint. But where are you going to plug this? You have a solution, but you need to plug it somewhere, right? To ensure that the customer is happy or the customer is able to solve the problem. That is where the domain knowledge will be required. So there is no direct answer like how to start, but if you want to study about a customer or about your organization or the potential organization that you're going in, you can start with their financial statements. Okay, I'm just giving an example here. I'm not enforcing at all. I'm just trying to tell you is that you need to also understand how the company is doing now or how your customer is doing now financially as well. Like are they in the what we say, are they growing or they are kind of in a declining phase? Do they have any risks? Do they have any challenges? And for that they have invited us to do some kind of an automation. So when you start thinking in that direction, you are playing the next level game. Okay, because when I started as a software engineer, I was not aware of all these things. Okay, to be very frank with you. Okay, I was not even aware of SOW. Okay, like after 4 to 5 years, I got to know, okay, there is a legal contract document somewhere which was not exposed to us or which we did not ask for. Okay, when I started my career. So down the line, we got to know, okay, there is a bigger picture. There is a wider perspective to it, which I feel this generation should tap in quickly because things are evolving very fast. Okay, I hope that answers your question. Yeah, thank you.
And you were asking about generalist and specialist, right? Initially, can you all be specialists? No, right? So, and you will not get the option to choose this project or the other project, right? So whatever project comes your way, you will be a team member. You will have to put in your effort. So please have that curiosity, learning, that mindset should be there always. And please ensure that your deliverable is flawless. There can be flaws, but try to correct yourself. That learning mentality and acceptance to correct yourself, that should be the first mindset when you start. Going forward, yes, of course, you have to become a specialist. You can be, but with the current changing term, what is that, era, how, what specialty will be standing good for you, we cannot say now. So please have that open mindset to be learning always. Then, of course, your passion, then your God's grace, if you get into a good line where that same kind of work you're getting, then the same field itself, the same domain expertise and all, you're going to get that, then you can call yourself, train yourself to be the specialist in that area. So first, don't think I'll be a specialist in that area and I'll go and work only in that area. Then sorry, you're losing out on many opportunities. So have that open mindset to be ready, receptive to change and because even organizations are not going to take that only this client profile only they will choose. No, whatever comes, the client will have, as they said, it can be demanding clients, it can be somebody who will just be very specific. So you have to follow their methodology only. We cannot change, but others will give you the free hand to it. So please have that open mindset. You will become a specialist for sure. Don't worry. Initially, don't worry. Be a generalist.
Last comment on that. I'll just give an example of, again, the IT domain. Agile simply says that it's a team member. Okay? That means whatever the team need to deliver, that team member should have the knowledge and capable of. Think of an example, right? You're talking about, again, Amazon is a good example, Amazon website. I'm repeating it, okay? Whatever you're familiar with, right? So just to have an application ready for a customer, what are things you need to do? You need to code, right? You need to test, correct? You need to deploy in a server somewhere. So what are things are involved? You need a developer, you need a testing engineer, you need an infrastructure engineer who can deploy to the server. I'm taking the basic things. There are many other stakeholders involved. And in addition to that, you need to know about the business domain and all, right? So the expectation from Agile is whatever we as a team need to deliver, all of us should be able to deliver. Tomorrow, if Prasanth is not there, somebody should be able to deliver. See, how you can be more agile is, right? You eliminate the dependency or the bottlenecks, to put in a very simple way, right? For example, you have 5 developers in a team, okay? And you have one QA resource who will do the testing. The developers, all 5 developers will do a lot of things. They'll come everything. Now I'm waiting for the QA time to do the testing before I can move further. That's a bottleneck. Get rid of that. Okay, you do the testing, done the testing, it is passed, certified. Now you need to wait for the infrastructure engineer, cloud engineer to deploy in production. 1 day gone, 2 day gone. If they're different time zone, in America, talk about EC 2 days. Okay, so the key thing is agile. What it advocates is, if you want to be agile, you need to, eliminate all the bottlenecks. Only way you can eliminate bottlenecks is to be empowered, right? You should be good in what the team needs. If Prasanth is not there, somebody can do that. Okay, that is the basic thing of agile. So that's what I am repeating again. When I say the end-to-end of a project, all of you should think about that. It is not just development. It is about infra. It is about the testing. It is about coding, everything. So when you work on a project, the sample project I mentioned earlier, right, in your resume, if you want to put it, just make sure that you maybe at least hire a free account of AWS or Azure and just do a basic deployment of the application, like the Kaggle Suraj talked about. Be familiar. Just you heard that, right? So whenever you talk about I being a data scientist, so Suraj have a question like that. He know that there is a tool called Kaggle. Have you used that data set for your code? So expect that question from the panel. Okay, so key thing is whatever you need, again, be it you be expert, that eliminate a lot of bottlenecks. And to be very honest, in most of the teams, we are not that maturity, but we need to get there with the new generation, with the new people coming in. That's what it is. Maybe easy to learn rather than maybe change somebody, right? So change is difficult. So you learn something, it is with you, but with somebody new, things can change. Okay, so looking for a very positive career and opportunities. Learn, invest as much time as you can for learning, even if you're not sleeping. Okay, trust me, I care my team very much. But only thing I tell my juniors in the team is when somebody tell me that okay, I don't have time, common complaint that we hear, right? I tell them don't sleep. I'm serious. I'm talking as a friend. Maybe even that's what I tell my son as well, right? Because this is the time. Now God has given you health, time, everything. Okay, if you're not investing time now, when you will invest it? See, today I am maybe 50 plus. Okay, I cannot sit like my son is burning his energy, right? Okay, I have commitments. I need to take care of my family, everything. So my learning window is down, but you are maybe the right time for you to invest time, right? So even if you're not sleeping, it's okay, right? You prepare a good project for the resume. Okay, get your career. Even today, to another point I would like to make is like even today, if I attend an interview, again, whatever I learned in my first job, right? That's at M Square, Trivandrum. We're doing some custom server generation and all. I still talk about that. Today technology has changed. It is become very simple, but we created a server. Today cloud is doing that, but the concept is same. My point is, whatever you invest on a career now, at maybe in 3-4 years, that's the base. Don't like be lenient on that. If you're not confident, form a group and do that. But it is not difficult to crack interviews. It is not difficult to get a job. Only thing is be very serious and think of your career. Okay, you're lucky to have a lot of avenues for learning, but please use that. Okay, and any other questions, feel free. We'll be here some more time, but you can ask anytime. But all the best. Okay.
Any question? Okay, then we'll wind up this session. So I think it's safe to say that from the last 1 hour, we talked about a lot of ideas. And is it safe to say, like, continuous learning, cross-discipline, curiosity, people skills they remain constant. Whichever technology comes and goes, these three things remains constant to have a better career. So thank you all.
Next, we take a moment to celebrate the achievements of our placed alumni who have successfully embarked on their professional journeys.
We now invite our dignitaries and Mr. Sunil Padmanabhan Sir, Chief Finance Officer, ICTAK, on the stage to present the mementos to our placed alumni as a token of appreciation and pride. May I request the candidates to kindly come up on the stage when their names are announced. Abdul PS, Adar CJ, Indubala S, Arunima Suresh, Pratik Sabu, Anila John,
Congratulations to all our achievers. You truly make us proud.
We now move on to the certificate distribution ceremony for our data science and full stack development batches.
We invite our dignitaries to kindly do the honors and present certificates to our outstanding participants. Candidates are requested to come up to the stage as their names are called. Asmi Santosh, Ashwini Dilip, Karen Matthew, Dia Sojan, Durga Sunil, Hasina Sharin, Fatima Afrin, Indubala S, Isham bin Yasser, Jeha Stanley, Krishna, Maria Jo, Maria Viveka Bastian, Mohammed Danish, Nandana Saju Pillai, Nikita Matthew, Sharan Krishna M, Sharina Mariam Saji, Sadia Hamza KP, Shilpa S, Suraj S, Varsha K and Vishnu M.
Now from full stack development, Gayatri J, Vaishnav K, Nitin Matthew, Varsha VR, Alina CB, Prajit P, Sharon Shibu, Alvin Shibu, Arjun S. Kumar, Prajit P, Sharon Shibu, Alvin Shibu, Arjun S. Kumar, Mohammad Hasif, Labiba KF, Roshan Wilson, Devika J, Vaishnav P, Alfina S, Akshaya AS, Prajot EP, Pranoj EP, Surya KR, Roshni R, Nandana R, Gokul Dev, Aravind R, Gopika Pratap, Subarna US, Ananya Sadish. Hearty congratulations to all the recipients. May this achievement mark the beginning in many more milestones in your career. Before we move on to the next segment, we would like to share a small token of gratitude to our panelists. We request Murli sir and Mr. Sunil Padmanabhan sir to do the honors.
Good evening, everyone. As we come to the close of this inspiring session, it is my privilege to deliver the vote of thanks on behalf of ICT Academy of Kerala. First and foremost, I extend a heartfelt gratitude to Mr. Muraleedharan Manningal, CEO of ICTAK, for his motivating keynote address and for always guiding us towards our excellence. Our sincere thanks to our distinguished panelists, Mr. Prasanth, Sivakumar, Ms. Akhila Gowrishankar, and Mr. Suraj Nair for sharing their valuable insights and real-world experiences that have truly enriched our understanding of our industry. A special word of appreciation to our moderator, Mr. Jishnu Unni, for steering this discussion so effectively and making it engaging and thought-provoking. We would also like to express our gratitude to our faculty members, mentors, and the ICTAK team for their continuous support and encouragement in making events like this possible. A big thank you to our alumni and fellow participants for your enthusiastic presence and active involvement. Last but not least, heartfelt appreciation to Mr. P.B. Rohit for the welcome address and our MCs, Mr. Alkesh BP and Mr. Arjun Sunil, for hosting the event so gracefully. With that, we conclude today's session on a note of inspiration and gratitude. Let us continue to learn, connect, and grow together. Thank you ever so much and have a wonderful evening ahead.